that'll be enough, I think, for Vitality on their CT side. But they're actually on the T side first of all. So in that sense, Fate will have to have a really good run here. We're going to need to see like 8 or 9 rounds at that's like a reasonable but very optimistic minimum, I feel like. And then we're going to have to see Vitality struggling somehow. I don't know. Either way, it's going to be a good opening for Vitality. They've left Shox here. Nice jumping around there from Mott to distract Shox's initial bullets to get the kill. But it does look like, Vitality, they're going to absolutely dupe them and go straight up the ladder, aren't they? If they can deal with Han. Oh, maybe not. Later. All right, so, okay, Fate have locked them in. Looking pretty good. Although it's still going to be a 2v3 off the plant.
Yeah, Apex playing around back silo right now. RPK still knows that Harn is in that position, so is able to take him out. That's a very important frag. Now it's a much more one-dimensional hit coming out of Fate. And Apex and RPK, they look to connect here from these doors. RPK playing around Decon right now. He finds one, looking for the second. He gets it. Nice clutch from RPK.
The tank and Jordan Nothing Gilbert has arrived in obnoxious fashion as per usual.
Jordan, nice to see you.
Late and find. Welcome to the show. RPK the tank has arrived at the same time as me. I saw a glimpse of last map, and I was listening on the way over, and I heard you guys hyping up ZywOo, and I was like, that's for a good reason, because he just laid the hammer down, didn't he?
It's hard not to hype the man up. The
I
kid.
heard you guys both have a couple good conversations. Dan talking about his almost like subconscious ability to not feel pressure and just kind of feel like tied to game decisions.
He's pretty nuts. But it's actually really cool to see how well Shox has been doing, because he looks much more like old Shox.
Oh, and
like
old Shox was the same guy that made me, like, you're like, if you ever played him on Cash and you were retaking A and it was like 1v12, you're like, we're still fucking worried right now. This guy, I don't know how many times he'd be fork or like quad, and all that even ground, just head level, nice flat ground, and he's just fucking murdering us.
Yeah, just the jiggles, he just has these amazing, his peaking just amazing, his timing and everything, and yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's looking good. He's looking fine.
And like, you know, a lot of the veteran players, he's messed with so many different roles at this point. So it's interesting to see, you know, when he's got players like Shox and to just play off of now versus being like one of the old star players, you know. Anyways.
Well, yeah, Vitality will be able to get that bomb down on the lower side and manage to completely circumvent the Fate defense off of their force buy, and they can't do anything from this position. So given that they would be full save next round anyway, might as well hold this.
Be careful over there.
Well,
you can't be throwing out baseless accusations such as that.
It's a joke, guys. You can't see my face, but it looks like I'm joking. I promise.
If we base things off your face,
there's a lot of
changes everything.
There's a lot of things, guys.
All right. Well, it's not often you see the bomb go off like that against the force buy, and there's literally no one has taken any damage from either team by the end of the round. That's pretty rare.
It's I feel like Nuke is the only map that happens on, but usually at least someone takes a point of damage.
Yeah.
That was a very unique ending to that round. Fate, though, as Dan said, will just save into this round. They were going to be going for the full save in this round had they lost anyways. So an interesting second look. And maybe we'll just see the same thing happen once again.
What can they do? What can they do? I think a kill would be nice right here off of Fate. There we go.
Right on cue. Oh.
Nice little lobby aggression, catching off Vitality. Apex is able to salvage some with it, and Shox as well. He had a forward position. Oh, he will get punished eventually, but I feel as though that extra damage that Shox did there has done enough in terms of creating some space here for his teammates. Dude, the MAC-10 looks so good sometimes. Like, I'll never forget, like, Vegas Squadron running around with 5 MAC-10s, making them look like AKs. And like, what?
Oh, they're funny.
Patrick takes down Apex. Nice round from him, actually. 3K on it. And Fate are able to get on the board a little bit earlier this time around than they did on Overpass. So perhaps they'll be able to build off of this momentum. Vitality were able to keep 5 players alive in the previous round, so we'll still have economy to buy here. And Fate will finally be tested gun round versus gun round.
Shock's making his way across quite quickly, actually. Very fast pace to this one. A little bit wary to cross the T-Red without some form of smokes or flashbangs to assist his cross. And some nades start to trickle in from Fate, not really landing to any significant degree. And Vitality now, they're at a fairly fast pace right at the beginning, then they just pause. And I love it when teams throw that in.
Ooh.
No Molotov for Han's position, and he'll take full advantage there.
Oh, Apex lurking in through Mini right now. This could initiate an upper split. Fate are in a good position right now to try to defend this, and Apex, he's just flirting with them on that upper bomb side, not actually fully committing, nor is the rest of Vitality. But now they think it is their time to strike. Mar will be able to find a second in fact, but will finally be taken down. 2v2 situation, and Vitality have forgotten the bomb, actually.
Whoopsies.
Yeah, that is outside lobby right now. Zaiwu will try to hold on to this position. He has a smoke to at least isolate one of those angles, smoking off Mini now. And Fate, looks like they are opting for a double heaven retake. Okay, well, the guy kind of pump fakes in that direction, maybe baiting a little bit of sound. And Harn, he wants to play off of the smoke, but Zaiwu, he just refreshes that smoke there, finds another off the ground. And this will be a difficult retake for Fate. Zaiwu perhaps suspecting a player to come up the vents, but the first duel will come from heaven. And now Apex may be flanking that player at Mini at this point. The bomb will be planted for him, and doesn't look like Fate are too aware of his position just yet. Apex, a little bit of trigger discipline. He knows the tap came out, but he doesn't fall for that just yet. He's playing this so well, actually. With just 11 HP, he has to be on point, but Patrick, unable to connect with a single bullet right there, is unable to close out that 1v1 in Apex. A very well-played clutch.
What? Go ahead.
Go for it. I was going to ask if you guys made predictions for this match.
Oh, I was clicking on my point before going there.
Yeah,
so
Vitality
what I loved about what Apex did there is on his flank, at first, he thinks that the first player is not going to see him, so he wants to get the kill on the guy defusing and then pull back. But then he realized that the guy actually is going to turn around, so then he goes for the kill. So he had him in his mind very clearly what he wanted to do, but then in the split second changed based on how the situation changed. That's not as easy as it seems, and sometimes players will make the mistake because they don't quickly adapt to the situation as like that. So it's like a small thing, but that I've made that mistake so many times where in hindsight I knew how I should have adjusted, but I was like, oh man, I just didn't adapt quickly enough in that moment.
And it seems you're like, it's not an issue. I would have done it right the next time.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I love those tiny little details.
Yeah. I think with newer players, I see so often that they have this idea of how they want to use a grenade in a round, and they just cannot let go of that.
Exactly.
That thought. I have to throw this grenade. I learned this grenade in the time I spent in server, just a server by myself, just grinding out YouTube nades, and I just have to do it. I can't stop it.
I will throw this smoke.
Yes.
We're hitting B, Jordan. This A flash is really good.
This pop flash will get them all.
They're rotated, promise.
I think we need a small bites with Dan segment where you just observe small things that make you
Small
happy.
things.
Do you see the way he wide swung right there?
That choice for the crouch swing right there from Zaiwu, excellent.
Now I feel like I'm devaluing his last point.
It's still valid.
Mar looking with a lot of hope as he's walking through radio room with the auto shotty.
He's posturing with hope.
What's the skin though?
Nothing.
The auto shotty skins are cheap.
He's embracing it to Twitch.
They're like 10 cents.
What is this peasant skin?
Yeah.
I think the most expensive one is probably $7 or something. It's
Yeah.
really cheap.
Not much high demand for auto shotty skins.
With a sawn off, you can get the Kraken skin, which is pretty sick.
Yeah, the Kraken one I think is one of the more expensive sawed-offs.
Yeah.
And no one even uses the sawed-off. Yeah.
There's like this cool red one that you can have with this, but I forget what it's called.
They have the one with it's like teeth on it, I think.
Yeah.
It's like a gator-ish teeth-looking thing.
Yeah.
Chad, how many rounds over under is Fate getting this game?
Oh, you know they know that by heart.
Well, I mean, if you want to base it off last map, it's, you know, a couple.
Per half.
You know.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough look. I don't know that Fate will get more than 2 or 3 rounds.
So you're saying you don't know their fate?
Well, I know their Fate. They won't get more than 2 or 3 rounds.
Wow, Dan.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I mean, it's partially because Vitality are looking in great form so far, and
finally getting some comfort with the new lineup, some momentum building.
Yeah, I mean, at least against this opposition, they're looking really clean. But we'll see how things progress there. They are just playing an anti-eco out there. Looks like they're going for the classic focus of trying to get Heaven control. Or you take outside control, build players towards Heaven. Once you have someone up in Heaven, the pistols can't really do anything. Especially if you get that, a plant down on the other side.
Unless there's a Zeuser in Heaven.
Ooh, auto Zeus is in there.
Zap!
The counter. Well, Shox is in Heaven, so...
Whenever you get that feeling of like climbing up those barrels without being spotted is so good. Every time you're defaulting and you start climbing up to the roof, you're like, everyone stop what you're fucking doing right now. The round's over. We had our like don't do anything word on Cloud9 for a while. It was avocado.
Avocado? Nice.
So I'd have avocado, and everyone's like, I'm in a corner. I'm not moving.
What were the other suggested words? Was there like avocado 1, I presume? So was there other suggestions?
Yeah, probably like Tomatillo. You're like, that's too long. Windex.
Isn't avocado?
Windex.
That's 4 syllables.
That's already really
syllables.
long.
Avocado.
Avocado. Guac.
Guac.
Is it chunky or regular guac? What is it? Yeah, it'd be funny if you added layers to it based on how close you think you are. Like avocado would be like you're not there yet. Guacamole because you've already been in the mix with the avocado for a bit means you're about to make the play. So, avocado, you're 15 seconds away from contact. Guac, you're nearby. You're like, I got chips and dip. I'm in the fight.
7-layer dip.
Nice.
Corn tortillas.
Dude, I'm hungry now.
Listen, we can't start talking about food.
That's like
Twitch chat's gonna ruin it. They're not talking about the game.
It's like one of the best things about moving to California is
Mexican food.
Exactly.
I love how you've adapted to my diet. You're in and out Mexican food. I'm like, yes, Dan. Yes.
All right. Well, Vitality 4v3 on the upper bomb site, looking to get that plant all secured. It's looking good. It's looking fine.
Ooh, that's at the feet.
That is
bald. He got bald in the face.
That's a spicy mark.
Yeah, there's been some good nades on the side of Fate, but it's one of the only things I've been able to really remark on and be positive about.
Yeah, it's just also very difficult when there's if you get a huge disparity in terms of skill mismatch. And in Counter-Strike, there's so many different layers and levels that you can go to with your fundamentals and how you build rounds that it can be quite glaring in certain instances. And Fate, they're off to a bad economic start on the CT side. It's really brutal when that happens on this map. No way in for Fate, it would appear. And that'll be 6-1 for Vitality.
Zibu.
Zwoo. It must be pretty frustrating for Fate knowing that a lot of these rounds they're getting completely out-aimed. Not even close to hitting shots, and it's just you can't really say, well, we could have changed this up.
And Nuke's one of those maps where everyone's like, oh yeah, CT side, yeah, but you could let your defense fall real quick and your economy gets a little out of control, and then they just start, and then you win that one round where you're like, nice, we had some momentum, and then they upper rush and just rip your dreams out from under you.
Oh, such an awful feeling.
Right here, is it coming? No.
Well, at least these days, the money won't reset completely, right? Back then, you'd be, well, there's another 3 rounds of saving.
Well, and even these rounds, sometimes you could say, oh, you could win them as a save, but they're playing an upper. you just go outside. It's a good call by Vitality here. They just got to be careful going down secret to make sure they're bunched. But I wonder if they're just going to do the same thing, try to get shocks up to heaven. That guy Garage will be there, but like you throw the smoke, boom, connector's off. Flash deep for spawn peak. Where's the flash? It's going to come.
They don't respect.
There it is.
They don't respect.
There's 1. No. 2. Cross. Stay tight.
Walk. Not making too much noise.
There's a frag. The guy hears him, so he's going to call the rotate. You got to assume that someone will stay up top. Frag down. Act like we know what's happening. Shocks go.
Ooh. Getting some resistance.
Last too low.
And oh, there we go. Getting some headshots coming through. But
You
can
know
they?
last 2 are down there, though, so where did bomb drop?
Yeah. That's what I was just trying to like work out. Can't see it on the minimap.
It's right at control doors.
That's not ideal.
Oh.
Oh,
Gets the shot?
there we go.
Way. Wow.
That feels so. It felt like so low percentage that Fate even managed to get all those kills in the first place. It feels bad, man.
See, I mean, even in that situation, Fate played that kind of well. It's just RPK had actually a really incredible shot through the smoke, like just coming out of the smoke, hitting that shot.
Those are the kinds of shots that RPK hits.
It's like, what do you
for
do?
days as well. Yeah.
Isn't it crazy? I remember literally when he came to CSGO at first, everyone's like, whoa, RPK looks really shaky. And then like a couple months later, and then since then, he just has this ability to snap.
Yeah. And he's kind of like been the same, actually. Like he hasn't really. I don't think I've ever seen him slumping. His teams have played badly, or like his teams aren't doing well, but he himself.
I think there's a case for when the AUG meta was in that he was probably performing the worst of his career. He didn't understand that weapon and how to use it to the fullest effect, which is weird because it kind of makes the game easy mode.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, what Apex? All right, nice little flank from him at Heaven.
I love that.
That should seal the round, but Patrick's still gonna give it a little bit of a go. And
He's got that molly you can throw off the wall front hut right now and just create a nice little and good toss.
Oh dear.
That
He should have bounced it and it just like blew up on the wall or something.
Yeah. I'm not sure about that.
Wow, that's really weird.
Yeah.
That looks like a bug or something.
Patrick, on the whole bomb site, doesn't even get to tap the bomb, just moving around it. Interesting enough.
Just making some noise, saying what's up, he's out.
Yeah, but back to the RPK AUG thing. RPK is just so good at knowing when people are likely going to be running in a straight line at him. I feel like he's one of the best in the world at that still, where he's in a good anchor position, and he knows that the T's eventually have to run at him, and he'll usually swing.
Well.
Yeah, he times those peaks so well. But the AUG, you would just hold angles, and he wasn't actually, actually that good at tracking multiple targets as they're
He's more of a
swinging.
pre-aim kind of setting.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen him hit some nasty flicks, but I guess that goes in line with it. But this is one round where Fate's kind of getting a nice start for the defense, but still very winnable position as they have the sight control. It allows them to kind of move around and take angles they want. RPK's going to make noise though and let him know that he dropped an Apex.
Wait for me.
Says, hey guys, I'm coming too. And if the CTs aren't careful here, they're going to get isolated. And this is how you lose rounds. It's a very sensitive subject when you don't know where the T's went to. Now the smoke's up, and it's back almost in a probably 70% win condition for Vitality here. Or
Oh, no!
Jump away. I would have died.
Oh no.
Oh,
Patrick. Oh, he has no idea.
Wow.
That's unfortunate. That's super unfortunate. And if the CT just waited 5 seconds for his teammate and that first kill down lower, it would have been a whole different round. It's just like little teams like that adds up against top teams of the world. You can't get away with that stuff.
You give them credit onto the Vitality guys, right, to be confident and split up right there, not feel like they need to hit the site together. And just, hey, man, let's crossfire, because that's like a common, amateurs are like, oh, it's a 2v3, we need to work together to get a kill. But a lot of times there is an opportunity to find one guy on the retake early and you get the frag.
Yeah, and I like that viewpoint a lot. Like you can do so more options suddenly of ways to play the situation. Apex found there was like a timing that presented itself, and Apex was like, wow, I'm definitely going for this. Hear that guy running down the stairs, he's never going to suspect that I'm here in this timing. So Yeah.
Especially, I think there's a round restart. I think what helped too is since he went down vent late, he heard those guys shooting mini, right? So if they weren't shooting and making as much noise, maybe he would assume one's already down secret and he wouldn't have sprinted there.
Yeah.
And so that's where like sometimes you don't realize like just like stomping around on defense right there outside just because they have upper is not always a good idea because you never know. They might be assuming, is there a quick ramp flank, and that might have paused them and made them stay upper and hold, and then you have more info. But you're just running around shooting outside to the smoke, and they're like, all right, dropping vent, and here's how I'm playing.
For sure.
Yeah, I think sound, like that kind of info is so important in high-level CS. And, since I've been playing kind of like a little bit here and there at an okay level, that's like one thing that a lot of people do not really understand to the point of, if I'm making noise here, that's so much info.
You're painting a picture for the opposition.
And they could instantly, okay, if he's up there, I know where these are going,
Isn't it funny when I do that? I always do those things where I like tell people what's going to happen when I'm like streaming, and people are like, it's magic, it's black. I'm like, dude, these guys, like 2 people are running around and the other guy's the B player. And he has to rotate here. So I'm like, all right, 3, 2, 1, peek. The other guy swings. I'm like, they're like giving you all the info. I'm like, if you literally just looked at it, it's not that impressive. But these guys are just stomping around, and then I happen to remember where one player is. And Fate is not too interested in the low buy rounds because I want to get him over quickly, but 2 kills isn't too bad.
It's like that guy that's like, you see in the park, like listens, like puts his ear to the ground. It's like, it's going to rain. It's like, that's as far as like your viewers are concerned. That's amazing.
Not realizing he got hit on the other side of the head with some raindrops.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Fate making an interesting adjustment. They bust out the double op. We'll see if that's the solution here, but Vitality have been using smokes and utility quite well, so this may be countered by the sheer fact that these operators may be blind.
Maybe they should use the double op like 20 rounds ago,
What about that, Alex?
Shockstar RPK immediately equalized there, Dan.
Yeah, it's true.
What about that, Dan?
Touche.
Good observation.
I've been defeated.
But it wasn't the oppers. The oppers were staying alive.
It kind of looks like Prac right now. They're just like swinging. We're down 10-1, guys. Just take fights.
They're probably just mentally out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard. You look at an opposition like this and you go down 10-1. Unless you're confident in, hey, we've been losing close rounds, you kind of lose confidence here.
The game plan is out the window, if there was one.
There probably was one, but Vitality is it's too good for their game plan.
This is usually Fate's permaban, but they felt they had to ban Vertigo in this series against Vitality, and Fate have a 0% win rate.
That's
on
good
Nuke,
context.
So
I would think Vertigo would be better for underdog teams than a map like Nuke, because
you get a little random on the lesser.
That, and also it's a map where you could just literally walk up and just toss smokes and FPs and just overtake a bomb site.
I actually haven't played the new iteration of Vertigo yet because I guess I'm a Valorant pro now and everyone hates me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not. All right, calm down. Anyways, with the new, I know like the old meta was always like pretty much every team was just 3-1-1 defaulting. Has that changed much?
no, it's pretty similar to that. It's pretty much it's 1 B lurk, 1 mid lurk, and then 3 guys working the A ramp on pretty much both sides of the map. I guess the CT side starts off a little more 3-2, where they both try to take. Like the A players try to take ramp control, and then there's 2 people at B at the beginning, and they try to secure that lower B area. And then one of the A players, as soon as ramp is secured, will rotate and be the mid player. Because pro teams are, for the most part, not just sprinting up mid. And if they are, your B players could just hear it.
Yeah.
So
I do think mid's a little easier for the T's to take over because of the CT. Like spot is way back now. It's not by that window, so it gives a little more room for teams.
You can't just jump on the window and have the flashes ready for the guy.
Yeah. So it's a little bit. It kind of pushes you back a little bit. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see more mid takes in the meta on that map eventually if they don't change it in 2 months.
Oh, it's like Vitality might be having some trouble in this round. They are struggling to gain position. They lost 2 players. And we're closing in on the 1-minute mark, so you can see they're starting to have some urgency behind actually taking some ground, and they'll take ground at ramp. And the question is kind of how they decide to play it, and I think that it really depends on what they see at ramp. whether they decide to go down or not. And as they see nothing, it's like they're just going to walk down. But they'll know that if they see nothing there, that there's someone who has rotated down into the site. Really good guess, but RPK can't get the frag though. Trade does come through, but it's, I don't know, this is going to be a really tough one. Zywo gets caught on the timing. And Basuta is on the 1 versus 3. He's got 21 points of health, so I'm not that confident that he can pull this one off. We'll see if he can get some damage in, but no. It's the second round for Fate, so that's something.
That's great. You know,
it's a round.
The sky's the limit.
It doubled their score.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen a comeback on Nuke before, so
yeah,
that means that is possible right now.
Right?
That's true.
Usually,
How did I forget?
Usually, it's the CT side, though. You know, having like,
yeah,
12
usually the opposite side.
That's when you get the comeback. T side, I don't know. That's
I think I remember like a Virtus Pro like, T side comeback once upon a time or something.
Very difficult.
We're reaching.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, Vitality, they're gonna heat things up here. Yeah, they're up against a pretty nasty buy, so should be fun. That cross smoke is tossed.
What do you guys call the position that that player outside is in right now? I call it something Shocks, where Shocks is right now. Where do you call it? What do you call it, Jordan?
Oh, people call it like nowhere sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Literally.
I'm not gonna hold off on what my team calls it, or my team's.
Yeah, there's some people would call it a country.
Yes, yeah, I call it a country.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I call the other vent a country as well.
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah, there's certain countries that are.
Can't say countries anymore. What's the problem?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's fine.
Eric.
It's probably
What's
fine.
the problem? Can't say countries anymore.
The position Shocks is in is often called Africa by teams that I've played on, because the opposite vent is often called Asia vent. So there's like a couple countries on this map.
I don't know how. Yeah, it became.
Oh, I haven't had those.
No, I know why it's called these things.
He's like,
It's not actually
further
sinister.
content.
It's actually not sinister or anything like that. I think
Well,
it was
now you're making it kind of weird.
No,
Yeah.
no.
We're gonna
I'm just
cut
making
to a commercial break.
I'm making it feel like that, but it really is nothing bad actually. It's the Africa name just came because of the Asia name, but the Asia name was who was the
CS 1.6?
Yeah.
Yes.
AZN.
Yeah, Asian.
Capital
Yeah.
Z.
Yes.
Asian,
Yeah.
Dominated on back. Yeah. No.
Yeah, that's why it's
okay,
called. Yeah, that's why it's called that. It's not weird.
Let's call that wolf vent.
Yeah, Wolf and Asian were the two big ones.
Which vent?
The far vent.
The
The in 1.64 is CT vent.
Oh, okay. I could call it nothing.
Because like T vent and CT
Yeah,
vent.
that was a common one. That was like the very vanilla version.
And like in the Europe, that's what we called it.
You guys probably are a little more intelligent about kind of how you did things here. We had like complex narratives being built.
I mean, I wasn't gonna make it weird until you're like, it's a country, and I was like, oh, should I not say the name of this country? this continent, I mean.
Valley Snake.
This continent, yeah.
Yeah, I thought for a second you're saying you called it country, and there's multiple calls per country, and I'm like, oh, what is this madness?
Yeah.
Iceland.
Oh my god. Well, this is the last round of the first half, and Fate managed to get a third round. It's pretty disgusting.
Little gap right there in the smoke.
That is a weird way to find an opening kill on this map.
Basuta will get slowed by the counter incendiary, and they'll go back outside. So they've probably forced another additional player down lower. Now they're going to go for a fast timing towards main, it would seem.
Okay.
And yeah, RPK is going to make him.
What?
RPK. Yeah.
Okay.
That's so weird.
Yeah, because 4x3, I guess.
Yeah, that's got to be some heavy 4x3 action right there.
I got a question there. Was that an AWP right by that squeaky vent? Was it an AWPer on the CT side?
I don't know.
That's a little awkward spot for an AWPer. It was.
All right, well, 12-3 in favor of Team Vitality. It seems like a mismatch. We'll have to see if Fate will match up better as they move into the second half after the break.
Classic.
microphones.
We're back.
Get the mics on.
It's pistol round. It's 12-3. What's going to happen? Fate's down a lot, so they need to start clapping. Need to get some frags in. They're looking towards the ramp, but ZywOo's there, ready to lay another stamp. Holding in the corner. Now he warned her, don't peek now or you'll really... Oh, that's shocked.
Blunder.
Oh, and ZywOo is there. I could have kept going. I didn't actually know he was ramp.
Yeah, you did.
Come in connector.
Yeah, you did. The call out.
Hold a USP like a scepter.
Ooh.
Someone take over.
Again,
Bowie
medieval.
Snake, I'll get the beat for you.
What if we both DPs at the same time?
Hanging out at radio. Apex. She wants a lady, yo. Hope to find one after this game. Shocks, though.
I think he's
Quite
married.
a rock star.
I think he's married.
So he got a lady, though.
There you go.
Word to your mother. That's what Vitality's just said to Fate.
Yeah, they just went back in time to 1989. Appreciate that one. That was good.
Appreciate.
All right, well, Vitality wins pistol. What next? What is next on the Fate agenda? It's a force spy.
One round at a time.
They need rounds, and it starts right here. This is their best strat on their force spy. Let's see what it is.
They've been drilling this one for weeks.
And it's an upper rush.
Let's go.
Oh!
They
Hey.
forgot to take on the Molotov.
Guys, apparently the chat really wants us to be serious about the cast, so let's do our best play-by-play impression the whole round.
Impression.
So this is what we're going to do. We're going to do a circular rotation here. We're going to start with Dan, and we're going to do play-by-play for 10 seconds, non-stop.
Okay. I thought we do like a word each.
Yeah.
It's like,
That'd be great.
Oh, one word at a
Should
time.
we do that one?
okay.
Let's see where the story
RPK.
goes. Peeking.
Into.
The ramp.
Going
Quickly now.
up. Ladder.
Blocker.
Jumping.
Vent.
Across.
Quickly.
Props play.
Flank. Oh, no.
Poop.
Oh.
we should set the order here.
Yeah, they're just kind of biting
This
at
is not
it.
working.
It's
not
currently a
working.
5
Aborts.
versus 3 situation here. A super serious tournament's happening right now. Shocks in radio room looking to find a frag here. Pepper's a little bit, a couple bullets through, but not going to be able to maintain his position at ramp as we fall into a 3 versus 3 situation. Low member there on Fate as it's a 3 versus 2, but essentially a 3 versus 1 as the HP
Has diminished.
Yeah.
Oh. It's diminished to such an extent that things are becoming less likely to be possible in terms of achieving the objective. And fate, perhaps their fates are being sealed by the Frenchmen as they bear down ruthlessly upon them. Fate's looking for something, some form of hope, but everything is being dashed until there's just one man and then no man. And that was it.
That's it.
The round's over.
The
so
round's over.
Well
So-
done. Well done.
What do we do now?
Do you guys have DJ Wheat impressions? That kind of like side radio voice. ZywOo here.
Marcus Graham is a legend.
Yeah.
Are you offending him right now?
No, he's great. He's great. I can't do it as well as he does, but
You can't get into the radio nasally. It's hard to just capture right there out of nowhere.
ZywOo gonna be throwing down that smoke right there. Gonna be tossing a nade as well, looking for the damage.
Oh!
A good frag grenade coming out, looking for more, but Nikki takes him down.
ZywOo here trying to equalize the situation here as Apex feels the nade. He's going to go back out with an AK-47 and try to get some ground here. Hey, this kid's annoying. Why is he talking so much? Oh, sorry, that's just my inner brain talking to myself.
I enjoyed it. It makes you feel better.
That is dirty.
Your thoughts are valid.
You're a person, too.
You are. I'm not just laughing at the comment.
Guys, it's a 4v4. Fates.
Dan's the one who could actually whip out and just start busting out the play-by. Dan, give it to me a little
I
right
know,
now.
but-
Maybe I need to hear some.
Well, what are we doing? You
I'm
tell me
just
to
gonna
go
listen.
Try to
reset
do
back
D-
into
I'm not gonna
normalcy.
talk. I'm
Can
not
you
gonna
DJ
talk
Wheat
through
it?
this.
Can you do?
I don't know, man.
Can
I
you do
can't
an
do
American
I
accent?
can't do an American accent.
Oh.
Yeah, I wish. I'm always impressed by Alex Machine Richardson. His American accent's pretty legit, and he can cast with it and everything. He could do like a tri-cast by himself
He's
just
one
by
of the
doing
best.
different voices and
Who's
throw
this?
to himself.
Machine.
Machine.
Oh, Alex is a beast.
He's got all the
He's
accents
a man
down.
of many talents.
I just know what my strengths are, man. I stick to my strengths. Well, it looks like it's about to be over. The curtains are closing in on Fate. It's really rough, man. It's really rough. 16-3, easy 2-0. There was not really, I don't think, a single sign of life for Fate for this entire series. And I mean, I don't want to be negative towards them. It's just worked out that they've played Team Vitality.
Yeah, and we'll get to more of that in the post game after a brief break.